Look, I've spent the last 6 months absolutely lost in Wuthering Waves, and let me tell you, this game is good. It's really good. But you know what's coming, don't you? That inevitable but. Because here's the thing, nothing is perfect except Zani, and today we're going to talk about those little quirks that make this fantastic game just a tiny bit less fantastic than it could be. But before we get into my complaints, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Now, let's get into the real stuff. First up, Immersion Mode. Oh, Immersion Mode, you beautiful, frustrating piece of work. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept. It's like they took everything we wanted and then wrapped it in bureaucratic red tape, because apparently, Kuro thinks immersion means hide and seek with the settings menu. Once you enter Immersion Mode, oh, better clear your schedule. You need to open the menu, navigate to settings, scroll down, keep scrolling, wonder if you've gone too far, scroll back up, finally find it, and like, you get the point. But hey, once you exit Immersion Mode, just breathe. Literally. Breathe wrong and you're out. A tutorial pops up, gone. The wind changes direction, you guessed it, it's gone. And then you gotta go through the whole settings treasure hunts all over again. Fun times. You know what would be revolutionary, Kuro? A button. Just a button. Put it somewhere on the screen, let us toggle it. I know, groundbreaking stuff here. And while we're talking about this immersive experience, can we address the UI element that stick around, like your UID for instance? I get it's important, but it's immersion mode, you know. We want to be immersed. Here's what I think they should do with regards to fixes. Make the UI customizable. Look, we all know this is a gacha game. Sometimes you need to see your health bar, sometimes you need to check if your wallet is still crying. But let us choose what stays and what goes. And let's talk about that map for a second. You know that one that's always hanging out in a corner? What if when we switch to immersion mode, instead of it just vanishing completely, it takes some inspiration from God of War? I'm talking about those clean, minimal navigation lines at the top of the screen. You know the ones, those subtle arrows that point you towards your objective without plastering your whole screen with UI. That could be such a clean default setting for immersion mode. And here's where it gets good. Imagine if all of this was customizable, because let's be real, not everyone wants the same thing for their immersive experience. Some of you might want to keep that traditional mini-map, others might want no map at all. The point is, you should be able to choose. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about those intro skills in immersion mode. Right now, flip the immersion mode switch on and boom, all your teammates are just gone into the void. Great for looking clean, not so great for actually playing the game. So picture this. You're in immersion mode, everything is nice and clean, and when your intro skill is ready, you get this subtle flash at the edge of your screen. No fancy UI, no teammate icon cluttering things up, just a clean little, hey, it's time to unleash some pain signal. Something like that. Just something small that can make us understand that, yeah, this is a signal for us to switch characters. I believe that would be an awesome addition to the immersion mode. And just like with the map, this could all be customizable. Want a different kind of indicator? Sure. Prefer to keep those teammates' icons visible? Why not? The whole point would be letting you create your perfect balance between immersion and actually being able to play the game. Because let's face it, immersion means different things to different players. For some of you, it's a completely clean screen. For others, it's just hiding certain UI elements. But either way, having the option to customize it would make this feature so much better. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite subjects, the ecosystem. You know what's fun? Having a cool new character and absolutely nothing to build them with, because somehow, despite Kuro showering us with materials every update, we're still sitting here like we do not have enough. Like, no matter how much Kuro gives us, the fact is, there is a point we reach with regards to character build where we never have enough materials. And don't even get me started on the RNG. You could get the perfect echo on the first try or on your 900th. There's no in between. It's like gacha inception. RNG within RNG within RNG. You get the idea. But you know what would be nice? Using those useless echoes cluttering up our inventory as level up materials. Revolutionary concept, once again, I know. Instead of just discarding them into the void, maybe let us feed them to the echoes we actually want to use. Speaking of using echoes, let's be honest here. How many do you actually use? 2? 3, maybe 4 if you're feeling spicy, because right now most of them feel not good, if I'm just being completely honest. Most of them don't really feel good to use. Me, I stick to Mawika, Joy, and Carlotta's Ice Echo. That's it. Everything else feels like I'm trying to fight underwater while wearing concrete shoes. Not exactly the peak of combat experience we're looking for. And that right there, that's a huge problem. These echoes are supposed to be a core part of what makes Wuthering Waves special. They're meant to be something we actually want to use, not something we feel forced to. Now, credit where credit's due, Kuro is definitely heading in the right direction with those Nightmare echoes. They're actually good, really good. They pop in, they do their thing, they bounce. No forced transformation, no clunky animation, just clean, effective design. And I can see us getting more combat echoes following that philosophy. But what about exploration? Because right now, Mawika is basically carrying the entire exploration waves on her back. But imagine the possibilities here. Picture echoes that let you zip across the map or climb fast or move in ways that just make exploring this gorgeous world feel silky smooth. Instead, right now, we have a bunch of combat echoes, and I'm not really mad at that. But yeah, I guess this rant is more so for exploration than combat. I just really want more echoes that can contribute with exploration. Now, about those 4-star weapons. I absolutely love that Wuthering Waves guarantees you the featured weapon when you pull. That's amazing, genuinely amazing. But here's where things get a little complicated. When you've emptied your bank account getting a character after losing the 50-50, the 4-star weapons better be good. The fact is, they are not. Let's be real here. Most of the 4-star weapons in this game are not really exciting to use. I mean, they're all attack and defense, but really, we all know what we are looking for. We're looking for crit rate and crit damage in these 4-star weapons, and there is not a single 4-star weapon that has that. And with exceptions like Shorekeeper's featured weapon, that is the one thing that you will see in most 5-star weapons. And don't even get me started on the damage gap between 4-star and 5-star weapons. We're not talking about a damage gap here, we're talking about the Grand Canyon. Your 4-star weapon is hitting for what? 30,000, maybe 40,000 on a good day. Meanwhile, the 5-star weapon is casually dropping 90,000 to 150,000 like it's nothing. That's not a difference, that's a whole postal code of damage. And look, I get it. 5-star weapons should be better, they should be worth pulling for, but 4-star weapons shouldn't really feel like they're just fancy paperweights. Because right now, that is what they are, but the reality is they should be viable options. They should be ways to make our characters decently strong until we're able to get that featured weapon for our character. And we just don't have that with the 4-star weapons right now. Now, finally, let's talk about the endgame. If you've watched my Wuthering Waves video, and if you haven't, there's a link up there, you know I've got some thoughts about the endgame system. But let me break it down for those who have not seen it. The current endgame system is like a relationship that starts great but gets old real fast. The main issue is not the content itself. Okay, it is partially the content, but it's the obsession with speed over skill. Sure, we've got some gems like the hologram event or the depth of elusive realm, but then you look at things like the Tower of Adversity or the Wuthering Waves and it's just boring. And more than that, it's more so speed focused than skill. And look, I understand the appeal of time trials. They can motivate players to level up their characters or optimize their builds, but wouldn't it be amazing to have endgame content that actually tests your skills? Something that challenges your strategy, your ability to adapt, your combat mastery, not just your ability to spam attacks. And going forward, I really hope that Kuro Games learn from their feedback that they're receiving right now, since there is a whole lot of feedbacks. And I hope that Kuro Games read them, listen to them, learn from them, and use the experience and the knowledge to make better endgames going forward. Now, these are my thoughts after 6 months of diving deep into Wuthering Waves. Small changes that could make a big difference. But hey, I want to hear from you. What drives you up to the wall in this game? What makes you want to yeet your controller to the next dimension? Drop those thoughts in the comments below. And if you've made it this far without rage quitting, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. You'll get to hear my soothing voice complain about more games in the future. This is Nigerian Perspective, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.